What does TikTok
Okay,
do for gaming? You spoke over me, Tigress. What does TikTok do for gaming?
Excuse me.
I'm Haz, and today I'm joined by the powerful, the pink, TigressX. Say hello.
The pink. Hi, guys.
Thank
Why
you.
am I pink?
Because you had pink hair.
Oh, reddish pink.
Reddish pink. Okay, do you want me to do that again? What does TikTok do
No,
for gaming?
okay.
I'm Haz. I'm joined by TigressX, the red, powerful. TigressX.
Yes.
Red. Okay, we'll go with red.
I say that with a bright pink setup.
Yeah.
Like as if I'm offended by pink. Every single thing going on in here is pink right now.
It looks good though. Like, it's the gamer colours. Teal and pink
Gamer girl.
are the classic colours to go for.
Teal, that's a nice colour.
That's why I've got my little glowy control on the back shelf up there. That's my little teal controller.
I think like my favourite gaming colour is like blue and purple. You know when like the
Yeah.
lights go
Yeah.
blue and purple? That's gamer vibes right there.
So thank you for jumping on with me today onto the Griefburrito show. Also shout out to the random Mongolian listeners who have been listening this week. I see you on our heat map. I don't know how you found us, but awesome. I'm glad that you have. For listeners who don't know, and you probably won't know, Tiggy and I met at work as we both share the same building. Just the two of us.
Very big building.
So much space for the two of us to run around and cause chaos. I work at a digital marketing agency called Social Trinity. If anyone doesn't know, I presume you'll be sharing this episode out, guys, so thank you very much for that. Tiggy, where do you work? I believe it's some like small startup that is trying to get going.
Yeah, no one's ever heard of it before. Yeah, I work at TikTok. TikTok Studios, specifically. Like, not in the offices, in the actual studios where we do like all the live streams.
Yes, doing the legwork. So I'm sure this little unknown brand will really take off at some point once it gets a few downloads.
one day.
Yes.
It's fun though. It's a fun job.
It looks great, and like all of your team that I've met have been really, really good fun. It's really nice to share offices with like really creative people, and obviously getting to the live stream stuff is really, really cool. The reason I wanted to talk to you is obviously you're nestled deep into the gaming content. You're a streamer. You do TikTok yourself, so I thought you might have some valuable like insights into the world of TikTok and short form content. My first question, really, we're going to hit the nitty gritty, like straight down to it. Question time.
Don't put me on the spot too much.
You're going to be ran. I'm going to like on the screen. You're on a spot right now. So what's the difference to you then between platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch when you're making gaming content, whether that's short form or long form? What do you see the difference, and where does like the value lie to you specifically?
I must admit, I do wish I had the time to like go deeper into like long form content like YouTube, but at the moment, with juggling obviously a full-time job and trying to keep up with content in the evening, like I set up live streams all day at work, and then I come home and then I set up my own live stream at home. Short form content just works a lot better for me at the moment, because I can record something in like 3 minutes, like a 30-second video. It's like perfect. So I do use YouTube, just not as much, because obviously they've got the shorts thing now, and Instagram has the reels now, so you can repurpose your content for like all different avenues now, sort of thing. But I must admit, like, where I have seen the much biggest growth was on TikTok. I think I got on there just at the right time. I think I started like 2-3 years ago on TikTok, which feels not that long ago, considering I've been streaming for like 15 years. Oh
my goodness.
Which is scary and makes me sound old.
Yeah. Well, you're not though. You're younger than. Didn't we have this conversation today? Aren't you younger than me? You say you were just 30?
Only just.
Yeah.
I'm 30 in exactly a week.
There you go. You're nearly there. Oh yeah, we were talking about over the hill. We're over the gaming hill now.
No one needs to know, except we just told everyone.
I'll cut this bit. That'll be Patreon only. Only Patrons know how our real ages.
I don't care.
Yeah, like with our clients over at like Social Trinity, we've noticed that short form content is best used almost as like a hook as to what's like the best of the platforms, whether that's on any of the platforms that we just mentioned. We've not been using it much for gaming currently because we're mainly like travel and crypto focused, but I do want to do more going into gaming soon, as I mentioned to you the other week. I see it when I look at clients' TikToks. I see it more like an a la carte menu. So you're highlighting the highlights. People can see the faces behind the brand, the real like shining moments. Obviously, feel free to chip in with any thoughts that you have and tell me I'm completely fucking wrong. That's absolutely fine.
No, you are right. It's like small snippets. That's why I do wish I could do more long form content, because I feel like you don't properly get to know like the creator as much because the videos are so short, sort of thing. Well, mine are anyway. Mine are like 30 seconds pretty much. I don't really go beyond that. And I like to connect more, like, because obviously from my like roots, I'm a Twitch streamer, and with that I used to stream for ridiculous ridiculous amounts of times.
Really?
I'd stream for like 16 hours sometimes. My longest live stream on
16
Twitch is
hours?
26 hours.
Oh my god.
It was meant to be a 24-hour stream, and then I got a second wind at the end.
And you're just like, fuck it, we're just going.
I think I was delirious.
I bet.
And then I went to 26, so a bit of a random number, but yeah. And I used to just put all my time into that, but at least you get to know the streamer better, and you get to talk to your audience more. And I kind of want to go back to doing that a little bit more, because I don't really get to chat with people anymore. I just kind of like pump out these like quick videos here and there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's something that I've been finding even myself, that I've been doing the same. I've been struggling to get podcasts out at the moment, as some of our listeners will probably have noticed. You may have still got a little behind the scenes things, but full-blown episodes, because obviously they take so much time to set up, record, and then edit afterwards. If you're doing like a 2-3 hour podcast, literally. Yeah, it takes a long time to then go through it afterwards. Where as if I'm doing a couple of short clips from Halo or Splitgate or any of the shooters particularly, they seem to do really well on TikTok, because you don't need as much interaction. And it's something that you brought up then about interacting with your audience is something that I find interesting with your content, because mainly that you're focused on Beat Saber, at least currently.
Yeah.
That's not really a talk to camera kind of game.
Well, I've kind of made it that way.
You have, and that's what I admire about your content.
It wouldn't feel right to live stream and not be able to chat. Like when I very first started like live streaming gaming on TikTok, people didn't understand, and I even wrote at the top of my stream, I can read the TikTok chat, because people weren't talking to me, and I didn't understand why at first. I'd have hundreds of viewers and no one was talking to me. I'm like, what is going on? Is TikTok just really quiet? Like if I had hundreds of viewers on Twitch, my chat would be blowing up, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And I was so confused by this at first. But they just didn't realize that I could see the chat, because I have a virtual reality headset on my head. And they've never seen anything like it before, you know? Very few people, think about it, you're scrolling through TikTok, you don't see that type of content, do you?
No, you don't. And I think that's particularly why your content stands out like it does. And the way that your stream is set up with the Beat Saber, obviously the backing on the green screen, the way the blocks are flying towards the camera, it's straight away eye-catching. And when that kind of perspective is displayed on screen, you feel like you're being drawn into the center of the camera. And then that's obviously where you're stood playing the game.
I'm like in the middle.
So yeah, you're like really drawing viewers in with that, which is very, very clever.
It feels weird too, because I try to turn around and face the camera sometimes, which just it just feels wrong, because the chat is in front of me, like the camera's behind me, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Twitch chat is directly in front of me, and the TikTok chat is just in front of me to my right. But sometimes I try to turn around and face the camera so that people understand that I can actually see what you're saying. It's just in my headset.
See, that's really cool. So
they can't see it, so they assume I can't see it.
So your chat is floating
above my head.
Okay, right. So it's not pinned to the screen. So if you turn, it doesn't turn with you.
No.
Okay.
You can do that, like for games where you're spinning a lot, you know, where you've got locomotion, if you're controlling with like the analog sticks and you're moving around a world, you can have it like, you can stick it to a spot, like say on your left eye or whatever, and it will follow your head. But with Beat Saber, you just plonk it in front of you pretty much, because you're not going to be doing any spinning around. It's easier to just plonk it, you know.
Okay, yeah, easy to plonk. That's is that your quote for the episode?
Plonk it.
It's easier to plonk it.
Plonk it. Yeah, it just works. It's a mod that's built into the game, and it's a lot clearer. There's all different mods for different things.
Yeah.
And I have to literally capture from my PC. I have to, because there's no mod for TikTok chat, because there's nothing really for TikTok at the moment. There's no plugins or anything like that. So I have to physically capture it from my monitor on my PC into the headset. It's a ball ache.
Is this something you brought up with TikTok yourself? Have you mentioned it to anyone that you've been like, you know, we could probably do developing something like this?
I don't think there's going to be a very big market for needing a chat to be put in a VR headset.
I don't know. We're going into
I've
the metaverse.
not really seen anyone else do it.
No.
Not many anyway.
No, I don't think I've I don't think I've seen anyone doing content like yours, which is why I think it does so well.
There's also the fact that you actually have to have access to it as well, right? You have to have access to stream from the PC. So a lot of people can only stream on TikTok from their phone.
So what's the
There's
process
like a requirement.
Is the requirement was it 100,000 followers the requirement?
It never used to have any requirement. It was just like, if you get it, you get it. I got given it at 400,000 followers. Whether that's any relevance to anything or if it's just a coincidence, I don't know. But now the requirement is 100,000 followers, and then you basically get given a key on your phone, and you can just input that into OBS. Then you can stream as you would on any other platform.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if that'll ever move, because I do see for our clients, for example, like I do see a varying amount of engagement depending on the different platforms that we've just mentioned. And I think TikTok is geared so much more for discoverability. And I think that it's laid out in such 100%. A way, the content you like is much easier to find. And I think that's why people grow like yourself so rapidly on there.
Yeah, well, it learns and it knows what you want to see.
It learns.
I mean, I know from my For You page, most of my For You page is just cats and e-girls. That's my For You page.
I think that's a lot of people's. Cats is definitely one of my big ones. At the moment, it keeps giving me firework videos. I don't know why. But
firework? I've never had those.
No, I found some pretty crazy ones. There's one called a strobe firework that you should definitely look up. It's amazing.
But once you watch the whole video, and then if you like it as well, then it's like, oh, I'm going to give you more of them.
You need more of
the next minute you're plagued with them.
I know. And now I just want to buy crazy fireworks that you probably can't even get in the UK.
Well, it's coming up to bonfire night, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's probably why. Oh,
Maybe that probably is why. Yeah.
The algorithms we've figured out. Thank you for that.
It's trying to sell things.
Yeah, I'll start getting adverts for like Catherine wheels and all that kind of. Do you remember those little like boxes of fireworks you'd get in the post office? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were they called?
I don't know.
What's the box called?
I was probably too young to be buying them anyway back then.
Yeah, me too. To be fair. Yeah. So talking about that then, do you have any particular thoughts on the For You style of content delivery? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? What do you think?
I mean, it's definitely one of those things that it's like a vacuum, isn't it? You just lose time to it.
You do.
Do you know what I mean? You can literally scroll through that and you can lose like 4 hours and be like, what the fuck have I done today?
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. Like I will open it with the sole intent to like learn some stuff for content. So I'll be going through looking for trending sounds because we all know on TikTok it doesn't just stop at having a good video.
No.
You also need to put it on a trending sound if you can, so that it actually gets out there. It's you got to think about more things on that platform, right? So I'll be like, yeah, I'm just looking for trending sounds, and then next minute I'm just down a flimming hole.
Yeah.
Scrolling through.
It's a funny concept, isn't it? That they've pinned discoverability to sound. And that's not something that any other platform has done.
It's strange, but it does make a difference. A lot of people don't realize this. They'll be like, oh, why is my video not doing well? You don't even have to use the sound. Like, I'm giving tips here now. You don't even have to use the sound. Find a trending sound, put your video under that sound, and just drag the sound down to 0 volume. You work for TikTok, and you are giving us hacks. Hack around the system. Hey, I knew this stuff before I worked at TikTok. I had about 750,000 followers when I started working at TikTok, so they learned a lot from me, believe it or not. I bet they did. You're like, God, she's really getting around all of our algorithms here. Yeah, literally. It's funny, I used to know the algorithm like the back of my hand, but not so much now. It changes and changes. It does. All the tricks change, and it's harder to keep up with it now because, like, literally, I get home from work at like 10 o'clock often because our peak time slot for live streams on TikTok is like 7 till 9 because that's obviously when everyone's home from work. Yeah. And we focus on TikTok Shop. So in our live streams at work, we're selling stuff. It's usually like if I was gonna sell stuff, it would be like tech and gaming, but like most of the people on TikTok, they'll be selling like beauty, fashion, things like that. But yeah, 7 till 9 is the main time scale that we do it at, and it sucks because then I only get home at 10 o'clock, and then I'm like, I want to do content now, but I can't. And then you have to rush your noodles, and then you have to talk to me, and then yeah, I sometimes sent you a picture of my noodles. It's like, I am nearly done. I just need to scran these noodles. No, I mean, I'm gonna have more food when I'm done. The burrito listeners know that food is important to me. So they are absolutely fine with waiting for content if it means someone gets to eat a bowl of noodles. Food is my love language. Same here. Same here. It's literally my favorite thing. People say to me like, I don't know how you're not bigger, because like I'm just known as the person. Yeah, literally fast metabolisms. High
yes,
five.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
It is. It's so good. I can quite literally eat whatever I want. But I don't gain weight, but I don't lose weight either. I just can eat pretty much anything. Oh, like, I just lose it. Scranning donuts at work. I lose it. I have to eat like 3,000 calories a day, otherwise because I'm so tall. That's the thing. Though, right? I'm so tall. So it's really annoying. Yeah, that makes sense. The only time I ever lost weight was when I was really ill. You just got to keep it on. Just keep on the sponge. Keep on the food train. When we were saying about like scrolling content, then it's to do it for your job, like we obviously both do. So obviously we both do it from either side. We have like people in our office as well, like Lewis. I'm looking at you. I'm sure you'll be listening to this. It is his job to sit and scroll TikTok to find the trending things like you mentioned then.
And I would struggle so much to separate myself from that, because when I first joined, it does happen, and it happens very, very frequently. Like if you're trying to examine something to learn something from it, and it is also enjoyable, you get like a level of addiction to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And an excuse to do it because you're working doing it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't get like no work done while doing it. Like sometimes I have to snap back to like I'd be like, wait,
reality.
I'm supposed. Yeah, I was literally about to say it then, and I was like, no, don't say that. That's cringe. But you have to. I love how you said it. And I'm
gonna go for it. I'll fucking go and say anything.
You have to be like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, you came on here with a purpose.
Yep.
So I'll be scrolling and I'll be like, oh wait, yeah, trending sound. So I'll click on the sound and I'll be like, right, how many videos have been made with this sound in the last 3 days? So that's how you tell if it's like a trending sound. Because you don't want to jump on a sound when it's already massive.
Yes.
Like it's already been and gone at that point. You want to jump on a sound when it's like still growing.
Yeah, on the rise, like with crypto stuff. You want to buy those coins when it's still on the up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just be there like, oh, right, back to favoriting sounds, and I'm favoriting videos too. Like, oh, I might recreate that video, because with virtual reality, you can do a lot that like other people can't do. Like, you'll see a normal trend, and you'll be like, how can I do that in VR? You know?
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. What can you turn into your niche, and that's where the creativity of the creator comes out, and that's what people appreciate. Like there's a lot of creators on there who do some insanely talented stuff, like comedy skits, for example, where they're playing multiple characters and all these, and I absolutely love that kind of content. That's a lot of this, or like the musicians. You find some amazing musicians on TikTok. I'll put a few on screen for listeners to check out. There's one guy who plays
I've seen quite a few musicians doing live streams on TikTok recently as well.
Yeah, same.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, like doing
jams. Because then they
jams.
can get gifts.
Exactly.
They can get like money for it then.
In terms of gaming stuff, like, do you find that short-term content has benefited gaming in any sort of way?
I feel like people have a lot less patience now with gaming content.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed, I mean, we know this is a thing anyway because of TikTok. People's basically going crazy and they don't have like any, you know what I mean? They don't have any patience anymore. Like you're kind of going a bit brain dead, aren't we? You know, like and now that if anything lasts too long, like I have to keep this in mind all the time when making content. I'm like, even if I do something for a second or two that's uninteresting, you have to cut that out because people will lose interest so quickly.
Yeah, totally. And I agree that's like it's called killing your babies. It's an artist thing. I don't know if you know about that.
What?
Have you not heard that term? So it's not a parenting tip. It's all about like your creation is basically your baby. So it's like just because you like a shot in a film, for example, that you've made, just because you like it doesn't mean you should keep it in there. If it doesn't benefit the overall story, you have to lose it. It's just like an editing term.
It has to be interesting to them, you know?
Like our bean chat before. The bean chat was hilarious to us, but to random listeners just coming in for the first time, they'll be like, why are they talking about beans?
Because we're British.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a way of life.
I do agree in terms of the short-term like mind span or attention span. I think I do struggle to focus on things a lot myself. I don't think TikTok has caused that. This isn't like a slam piece on TikTok. That's probably not the right term for that.
TikTok.
Hashtag slam piece also, I don't think.
Definitely blame
but
TikTok.
I do wonder if it's exacerbated it slightly.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, what does exacerbate mean?
To make things worse.
Right.
I never used to have to keep that in mind. Like when I did my streams, I was very chill. Like it was more just like a come hang with me while I play this game. Now, if I turn around and talk to the camera for 2 seconds, people are like, just play the game.
Really, straight off.
Jesus, calm down. Like they can't. They have no attention span anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely had an effect for sure.
I think it can spread game news quite efficiently. Like I do see a lot of like, new game clips or new highlights from different things.
Yeah.
I think it has a benefit there, definitely. And talking about like Twitch, so did you start on Twitch before? Was that your first platform?
Yeah, that was like my first platform. I actually started on Twitch before it was even called Twitch. It used to be called Justin TV.
What?
Before it was Twitch.
What?
Yeah, that's what it used to be called. Justin TV, that's what it was called. Yeah, wow. Justin.
Shout out to Justin. I know there is a Justin listening, so shout out to you, man. This is just for you.
That's what it used to be called. Oh god, it must have been like 15 years ago, something like that. And yeah, I started streaming on on that, but it was a nightmare though because I had a console back then, and I had a million wires running through my house because I had a computer, but like a really old computer, obviously. But I was playing on my console, so I don't know if anyone's gonna know what this is, but it was basically an old school version of like a capture card sort of thing. It was like running my console video and audio to my PC. My parents like honestly wanted to kill me. There was a million wires, and my parents had the computer in their room, and I had the console in my room. So there was literally wires running across the house.
Wow.
This was how dedicated you used to have to be to make content. You couldn't just press record like you can now.
Yeah, none of these internal captures and all that. God.
It didn't work like that, you know? Like, I didn't have obviously any webcam or anything like that. It was just the gameplay and my audio. It was laggy. The audio and video would go out of sync all the time. But yeah, it was literally I think it was from like a PS3 or something like that.
Oh, really?
It was awful. But I was dedicated. I just wanted to stream games.
I mean, I admire your dedication. I really, really do. Like, to get into it that early. Also, I've just remembered something in terms of, what did you say it was called? Justin's channel, Justin TV.
Justin.tv. So like how it's twitch.tv now, it was Justin.tv.
There's one of the big like soda drinks. I can't remember whether it's like Dr. Pepper or like 7-Up, but it was called like Hank's drink. One of the massive brands.
That just sounds weird.
Yeah, I've just tried to find it and I can't find it, but one of the big ones was definitely called something weird, like Michael's Fluid or something strange.
Okay, that's even weird.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, that one. Yeah. I'm getting sidetracked. So when you started doing it then, what was your first game that you streamed? Do you remember what the first time that you sat down, plugged in, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this? Do you remember what it was?
I feel like it was probably one of the very old CODs.
Okay.
Like the old ones.
But
like
on PS3, wouldn't that have been...
No. I think I would have done it on a computer first, but like when I actually streamed, maybe it was one of the earlier CODs on console then.
Okay.
Like not the old PC ones. It's hard to remember because I've played like about 50 million CODs and they all blur into one.
They do, yes. Yeah. But I do want to play Warzone 2.
But yeah, there was a few on the PC. It was like 1, 2, and 3 on the PC, I think it was. And then it was like Modern Warfare was like the first one on console, right? I think that's how it worked.
I think so, yeah.
I think. There's so many and it was so long ago. But yeah, I think it might have been like Modern Warfare maybe.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. That was...
And a lot of Minecraft. Like when Minecraft was first a thing, like before it became a thing years later.
Yeah. When it was still like Notch doing his random stuff.
Yeah, it's mad how like I remember Minecraft being like kind of popular, like a little bit. And then it blew up again when I was in college. And I was like, I used to play this game, and now it's like really popular.
Now it's huge, yeah. Notch sold it, and then...
now it's got loads of mods, and it's way better now.
Yeah. Did you know Notch, like, apparently, he lives in the house that Tony Stark has in Iron Man, you know, in, like, wherever it is, LA. And he outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce in cash for that house.
I don't even want to think about how much that must have been.
Oh, it was a lot. I can't remember the figure, but I remember being shocked. A couple of 100 million.
And here I am. Jealous.
Yeah, the
I
streamers.
would love just a normal sized house. I lived in America for 2 years. The apartment I lived in there was bigger than my house.
Yeah,
here
I know.
In the UK.
I know.
I'm jealous of how much space they have.
Yes,
I'd
have
love
a lot
to just
of space.
have a room to myself, just paint it all green.
Yeah.
Mixed reality studio. Could do 360 camera stuff then.
Oh, see, I've always wanted to do that. I've had a concept for the podcast stuff. No one steal this. I might chop this out the episode. Of doing a 360 camera sat next to the two hosts. So if you were recorded in person, and then you were literally, so you could turn your head in VR, so you could watch podcasts in VR, so you could sat in the conversation.
Yeah, I've seen those. That's really cool.
I think that'd be so good.
Well, with VR, well, with mixed reality, what you do is you screw a tracker onto the top of the camera, so that obviously like the program knows where the camera is in the virtual world, so it can like properly track it in game. It's the same concept as how the headset and the controllers work, how it tracks them in game. That's how you do it.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for the tip. Maybe
I just can't. I can't
do
it because I don't have I only have the one way facing green screen, so I can't do it.
Yeah. You need to get like
but I want to do it.
A green screen tunnel. You know, do you remember like there was like fabric tunnels that had like the big like sort of spring internal structure that you used to get like in primary school? You need one of those, but really big that faces a wall. That would be so cool.
It could do so many things.
Oh, mate, we need to build this in our office. We need to set out a floor to build this.
I've always wanted to do stuff in the actual TikTok studios, but we're always busy. There's always like other creators in and other brands in, and every now and again we'll get a day where like there's no live stream. It doesn't happen often now because obviously we're getting towards the busier part of the year now.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't happen often, but every now and again it's just like, oh well, I'll do a live stream then, and we just set up, and sometimes we'll even like I streamed Stray, the cat game that you said you wanted to try.
Yes.
Yeah, I streamed that from the TikTok studio, and we just did because obviously TikTok is portrait, isn't it? So we just did like my camera at the top, I think, and the game at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of experimenting with it a bit because I do find portrait awkward for gaming.
Oh, I do as well. Yeah, and I like this is, and you know what? We are so in sync right now because that is my next note on my agenda for this episode. I think that there's particular games that can work better for it, but a lot of the games like shooters, which is what a lot of content is put onto TikTok, because like your gun is at the side of the screen. It's not central like the old Quake or like the old Doom or something.
No.
You can't see what weapon you have a lot of the time and what's in the center of the screen. And if you're streaming, you'll tend to have your camera in the bottom right or left of the screen. So it makes it very, very strange. Do you think that they'll ever transition to any kind of horizontal content?
You can do it landscape.
Really?
But yeah, you can. I don't have a screenshot for an example. I should screenshot it.
This is a myth. This is a ruse.
All right. I'm doing arm gestures here. Okay, so say like this is like the portrait screen. Okay.
Yeah, it looks great.
So it will come up. You don't know what I'm doing.
No, I've no idea.
It'll come up on your For You page, and it will just be landscape at the top. So it's really small, but there's a button in the bottom right of the small landscape squished screen, and it basically flips it. So it will just flip it so that your phone is landscape. But it's weird for scrolling through the For You page because you're scrolling through the For You page and it pops up and it's very small. Like imagine it's basically how you would expect it to look, trying to fit a landscape into a portrait.
Yeah,
it's
that's very
small.
strange. Yeah.
So it doesn't really catch people's attention as much. So I always wonder whether it's worth it.
Yeah, I've never spotted one. I've never spotted any of those videos. So either that they're so insignificant that I don't spot them, or I just haven't come across them yet.
Nobody does it. No, nobody does it. Literally.
See,
I'm literally gonna press on my live stream thing now and see if anyone's doing it.
Okay, yeah.
So I can show it. Just click on the live section. Am I not connect? What is wrong? Maybe it is my internet. What's going on? Oh, maybe my internet is playing up.
Maybe.
Hey, I'm gonna blame him. He's a flipping Virgin Media technician. Get him on it, right?
Who? Me?
I don't know.
Or who are you looking at?
No, not you. It doesn't matter. Right. Here we go. Live.
We're live right now.
We're live right now, are we?
Welcome to the Burrito Show.
I don't even know. It's funny how little I know about podcasts.
We're not live right now, don't worry. Right. This is off air.
I'm scrolling through and no one's doing it. That's how unpopular this is. But yeah, you basically have to go live with the usual like aspect ratio, you know, like what is it? 1920 by 1080. And it will automatically, but I think you need access to, OBS. I think you need access to live streaming that way.
Oh.
Yeah, most people, I'm scrolling through and most people are opting to do it portrait.
Yeah, because it seems to be...
I'm going to be trying it out next week anyway.
Okay, well, let me know what it's like, because this is something that... I wonder if they would be able to rival Twitch at all if they started introducing horizontal content or 16 by 9. But I guess it would need its own For You stream to be displayed correctly. So it would be like one that you swipe sideways. Right. You'd need to be swiping sideways, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, like I say, you are swiping, obviously, like down. There you go. There's one bloody example right there. Found one.
Fucking hell, calm yourself.
Found one. We're playing Snake here. Right, okay. There you go. So it comes up very small at the top, like this, and it's got this button here. I'm gonna press it. And then it flips it.
Oh my god.
This is TikTok. You can't see it, but it's a thing. There's a guy literally playing like a modern version of Snake.
I was going to say, do you mean like the Nokia 3210 version or like a new one?
No, it's like obviously a new. Oh my god, even the chat. No, that's cool. Even the chat can pop out on the side and stuff. Like.
Oh really?
I'm showing. See, it's a thing, but it just doesn't look that good when scrolling through. Once you press that, it looks great, but when you very first come across it, it's just very small. So if you were a streamer in the corner, you'd be tiny.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
It just doesn't look that aesthetically pleasing that way. But then I mean, it's just Snake, but you know, we're giving people
For professional
promo here.
Snake
This guy's
play.
got like 5k viewers playing Snake.
What?
That's insane.
Do you think you could do some
I
VR
had like
Snake?
5k viewers on my last live stream.
Do some
It was
VR Snake.
madness.
Get some VR Snake.
I know.
I want to watch it.
It's mad. Anyway,
I can be the
found one.
Snake.
There you go. So it does exist.
Well, thank you for
but just
showing
not
me an
many people do
example.
it.
I do appreciate it. I'll watch this back on the stream.
You can look later.
Yeah. For all I know, you might have been holding up like a blank piece of paper this whole time. I can't even fucking see. No.
I was just thinking what I could hold up that's random. Here you go. This is all I could find. I don't know what to do. Holding up random household objects. There's nothing interesting on my desk.
I can't see any. All mine's just wires at the moment.
Oh, you should see mine.
It's just tech stuff.
It's funny. I feel like this is like a talent that we have as making our background look okay, but it's really not.
This side
okay.
looks nice, and then down here is like chaos.
Yeah. I even have a little missing section where there's no pop figures on my side, was because basically it just had all my laundry on it and I just pushed it off.
Really?
So it's all on the floor now. Yeah, I mean, you can literally see where it was. We'll see later.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, there's all kinds of random crap in the background. I can't hide the pole though, which is kind of sad.
That's
the
okay.
pole with my camera on.
Yeah. It's got to be seen
What
sometimes.
am I supposed to do about that?
No, it's fine. So in terms of like your like display techniques and that kind of stuff and the effort that you put in to the channel, to the viewers, because obviously we've got people who listen to this who have their own channels. Like I know like a couple of my mates have got channels. Obviously I've got a channel. What do you think it takes to be successful in gaming on TikTok?
Right. I mean, I think this the thing that I said with sounds, of course, because that's what not a lot of people realize is the sound thing. So maybe we could put that bit in here. Obviously, using very, very specific hashtags is better. Don't just use like hashtag gaming. Like you need to be more specific to what you're actually doing. And there is a little trick going around at the moment as well, because now TikTok videos have started ranking in the search engine optimization, like on Google and stuff. So you can now Google something and a TikTok video will come up. Is like typing, like you want to do it into TikTok. Like don't do any of the captions in an app outside of TikTok. You want to do all your captions in TikTok and just type loads of stuff that's relevant that you might not necessarily want people to see, and just drag it off the side of the video so you can't see it.
Ooh, some more sneaky tips.
Just don't drag it too far. Just make sure the delete thing doesn't pop up. You can drag it to the side.
Okay.
So like I don't know, something that maybe you just like. Do you think the hashtags look messy maybe, or you've got a really cringy hashtag that you want to put in there? You just type it. Just type it, like hashtag gamer girl.
Ooh, I'm ashamed of that
like,
one.
Just, you know what I mean? Exactly. It's a cringe one. But yeah, just anything. Like with me, I'll type the song that I'm playing, and like obviously mixed reality and virtual reality and things like that.
Okay.
Because they're quite specific. But yeah, if you want to write something and you want your video to rank under that thing, just make the text smaller and drag it off to the side. And if your video does well, it can do well under those keywords. So yeah, keywords are becoming a big thing now on TikTok, whereas it wasn't a thing before. Before you could just go viral off pulling your face a funny way or like wiggling your hips. It's not really going to be like that as much now.
Okay.
It's really ranking for like tutorials and things like that are going to do really well. If you type out everything clearly, just be really clear in your description on what you're doing, what game you're playing, and that, what happens
in the actual
video.
captions on the video itself, or do you mean in the description?
No, not in the description. Okay, I'm gonna try and show this.
Loving all these examples that I can't see.
Yep. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, come on! It was I recorded something so I could make an example, and it was like you need to record at least 1 second. It's like, okay, sorry. No, like the actual text. Like, oh my god, can you see? There we go. Up here, the actual text. Oh my god. Let me press it. So I'm just gonna type poop.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for poop videos. A strong niche.
Okay, can you see poop? And then you just make the text really small and just drag it off to the side and hide it. I know that didn't really hide very well, but I'm doing stuff backwards. It's hard.
Well,
I dragged it off. I am not posting that. It's a video of me talking about poop.
Just do it to your story.
How do I delete
just
this?
for a laugh. No, send it me. Send it me. Put it as a draft.
Alright, I'll put it into I'll put it as a draft for now. Okay.
Yeah. This will be hilarious.
Right, it's hard not to put stuff on your story by accident. Do you remember when TikTok did us dirty and they replaced the the draft button with add to your story, and loads of people were posting like really embarrassing stuff because they were accidentally putting it to the story and they didn't realize.
I didn't know that was a thing. No, I completely missed that.
Yeah. They replaced it. It's even the same color. It's written in red in a rectangle.
Oh, really?
They replaced it with exactly the same looking thing, but it says add to story.
Wow, that's sneaky.
I nearly do it all the time. They debated us.
Danger bait. Okay.
Yeah. It could have ended so badly.
Yeah, it could have done. Yeah, if you caught in random shit. Do you think that? Okay, so with those tips, with that strong, solid tip.
Yeah.
Does TikTok need to be a supplemental piece of content display for other things?
Big words.
Do you get what I mean?
No.
Okay. Do you think that, like, if you're concentrating on long form content on YouTube, you should be doing shorts on TikTok? Should it be like an addition? Or do you think you could do it just on TikTok?
I mean, I focused primarily on TikTok, and that was where my, what's the word?
Growth? Got big?
Yeah, growth came from, whatever. Success
Gains?
came from. Yeah, success came from. Right, so take for example like the Twitch thing. I streamed on Twitch for like 10 years, for example, and I didn't really grow that much.
Yeah.
Like, because I was doing it all wrong. Don't get me wrong, I was doing it all wrong. I was focusing on Twitch, and obviously you shouldn't do that. You should be focusing on like all your other socials and trying to funnel that into Twitch. Don't get me wrong, when I started, TikTok didn't exist, so you couldn't really do that. But I should have been focusing on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff back then. But now, yeah, I don't know. If you're doing well on YouTube, then you do you. But if you're you're not at that stage yet, I think 100% TikTok is the avenue to funnel into your other socials. Okay. Like even if YouTube is your goal, you 100% should be posting everything to TikTok and have your YouTube in your bio, and just every now and again, just mention your YouTube, maybe write it at the bottom. Well, you got to be careful writing too much stuff because they don't like you funneling to different channels. Like sometimes if you do write Twitch in your live stream, it can get flagged.
I did wonder whether they penalised you for that.
What?
I did wonder whether they penalised channels for that. Like, I feel like
it can happen.
Twitter will if you put hashtag TikTok or hashtag Facebook. Like, I feel like your content won't be seen as much.
The rules on it are so random, like whether it gets picked up or not.
Yeah.
Like we had a brand the other day, they said the word website and they got taken down because
they're saying website.
Yeah, it just picked it up. The system picked it up and thought that they were trying to funnel viewers like to sell on the website, when obviously we want them to be buying on TikTok Shop.
Yeah, I understand.
And not elsewhere. So it's not all there yet. When it comes to that, you can get flagged for all kinds. But
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still, despite all of its flaws, it's still the place where you're gonna get by far the most engagement. Even now, like it's dwindled in engagement for sure. Like 2 years ago, it was way better. But even now that it's lesser, it's still the best platform to get engagement on.
Oh, it's huge, yeah. Sure. And like I see it on everything. But it's
not the best platform when it comes to monetization. So.
Yeah, but I think it's still possibly in its infancy, and I think that it will evolve to the next step. And like I mentioned about like rivaling Twitch or anything like that, maybe they'll move into esports perhaps. Like I can imagine creating like incredible moments with the highlights from a big match, that kind of thing, or live streaming a full esports tournament straight to TikTok. That would be very, very cool.
Mean, I actually I got sent a creator pass for EGX for this weekend. And I don't think I'm going to be going because I was originally going to be working there, but I'm not really. It doesn't look like it's going ahead, so I'm probably not going to go because it's going to be expensive staying in London and all that. So I'm probably not going to end up actually going unless I hear back from this opportunity. I'm probably not going to just go for the sake of it.
Okay.
But I got an email from this today, and it was about basically TikTok at EGX. Like they've got a booth at EGX, and they've got some of the big live streamers, which is I think they wanted me to do, but I don't know. It just kind of was a bit last minute, and I don't think it's going to end up happening. But like I don't know if you've seen Nick and Cam. They're really big on TikTok for gaming. They're probably the biggest I know in the UK.
Yeah,
they have to be. Yeah. They've got like 2.6, something like that, million followers, and they're like basically going to EGX and they're featuring on this TikTok booth playing like all these tournaments, and it'll be streamed on the EGX channel on TikTok.
Right.
So
okay.
they're heading in that direction, you know.
Little burrito prediction for you there. We have a little thing on this show called Burrito Predictions, and there's loads you can go back, and they always end up being true. We've also always been really quite good on it, which is kind of
like
weird.
The Simpsons.
Yeah, we are. We've been going that long that now stuff just starts happening. So yeah, I hope that they do that.
Did you also know that you can subscribe? You know how you subscribe to people on Twitch and it's like £4.99 or whatever? Is it £3.99 now? I think it's £3.99.
I'm not sure.
Did you also know that you can do that on TikTok? Because literally no one knows about this.
Didn't know that at all.
Yeah, you can subscribe to people. Nobody knows about it. Nobody promotes it. Like, not everyone. Again, it's one of those things. Not everybody has the feature.
Okay.
I have the feature. I mean, I have 880,000 followers, and I have one subscriber.
Oh, really?
One subscriber.
I'm gonna check mine.
Dedication.
I mean, if I'm not going to have it on mine, surely, because mine's a new channel.
No, if you find a live that has it on, it's a yellow star at the top.
Okay.
It's small, but it's like a small yellow star at the top, and you can click it, and it'll say like, you get these emotes, and you get this badge next to your name if you subscribe to this person for like $3.99 or whatever it is. It's like a recurring monthly subscription to support like people who stream on TikTok, but because people are making short form content on TikTok mostly. They're not mostly streaming on TikTok. It's just a very little known feature right now. Like, I was so excited when I first got the feature. I was like, oh my god, I'm finally going to be able to make money on TikTok. And then
I can
it's
live.
Like one subscriber. One subscriber.
Yes.
It's my fault too. Like, I don't push it. I just stream.
Yeah.
Like, I don't say subscribe to me or anything. So it's probably partly my fault. But
Let's start doing it. Get a little graphic that pops up.
Known.
Subscribe. There goes mine on screen right now. Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, I should. I've started using TikTok Live Studio to live stream to TikTok.
Okay.
Because it has a few extra features like that. Not gonna lie, not the best program. Not shit talking, but it's bad.
#slambies.
But anyway, I use it because it has a few extra features like alerts when people follow you, which like nothing else does that for TikTok at the moment. You know? But TikTok Live Studio does. And yeah, alerts when people subscribe, like alerts when better alerts when you get a gift, things like that, and like goals. You can set up like a little goal on the screen and it will count. Like, so you'll say like 100 followers, and it will like keep track of how many followers you've gotten, and it's like a little goal bar.
That's good.
So it's like the basics of what Twitch has.
Yeah, I get you. Have you got a favorite sound for when you get like a follower or a subscriber that you use
on Twitch?
On either,
it's like, wow. Is that one, and what's the other one? I don't know. There's like two main sounds, but yeah, it's a subscriber. It's not for follow. God, if it did that every time I got a follower, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I'd go mentally insane. You know which sound I mean, though, right?
Yeah, I know the one you mean. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I had. Do you remember the guy who was like a succulent Chinese meal? Do you remember that guy?
Oh my god, yes. So I had, Democracy Manifest.
I had get your hands off my penis. You know, like when and I forgot I had it on, and I was just streaming away.
Mine's so basic.
Wasn't expecting anything, and it was so loud. I fucking shit myself on the street. It was so funny. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, one of my favorites. But I had to set it off.
I need to change them up. I don't get time to change them up. I need to. We used to have like one of those ones where people could play bits.
Oh yeah,
so just play a sound. Don't have that now because TikTok would, if that was playing while I was playing music, TikTok would never. I'd never hear the last.
Yeah,
of it.
You wouldn't hear
I accidentally had a follower notification on TikTok the other day, and again, it's very minimal what you can do on there. There's like 3 sounds, and it's like a doorbell. It sounds like a damn doorbell, and it was like ding dong, and every time I got a follower, oh my god, and it was bugged, so no matter what I did, I couldn't turn the sound off for it, because like I said, this program's not great. It's not like OBS is great, but
yeah, well, OBS has had, it's been around for a long time, like any kind, or Streamlabs, both of them have been around for a long time, so they've got a lot of features, and hopefully reasonably bug free. I say that.
I never have a problem with OBS. I never have an issue.
I'm using Streamlabs. I'm using Streamlabs OBS.
Oh god.
Yeah, I prefer the layout.
Don't do that.
It's a bit more user friendly looking. I like it. It looks nicer.
Don't do that.
It looks
Streamlabs
nicer.
got cancelled a while back.
I know, they did get into a load of shit. They did. I'm not paying them anything.
Because I used to use OBS Studio, the normal one, to stream to Twitch, meanwhile, I would have Streamlabs OBS open to stream to TikTok. That was before TikTok Live Studio came out. And then I switched to just using 2 different instances of OBS Studio when Streamlabs got cancelled. I was like, nah, you guys are dodgy. And then now I use OBS and TikTok Studio.
So
I have to have 2 running.
Your computer can handle 2 instances of OBS. I was going to say, does it not explode?
It does. Right, I don't know how I really genuinely don't know how it handles it. I don't have the specs to run this. I don't know how it's okay. I don't. I haven't upgraded my PC in like 3 years. I don't know how it's okay. Something's bound to happen soon.
Just the gaming gods are on your side. That's what it is.
You've got to bear in mind, mixed reality. Like, they compare mixed reality to running virtual reality twice.
Oh shit, really?
So,
and you've got 2... Yeah. Oh god, how do you do it?
And I've got 2 instances of like essentially OBS running and whatever other mods I have running to capture the chat and things.
I imagine the inside of your computer must look like the Chernobyl fucking nuclear reactor. It's melted down and it's become stable again. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
It's a beast. I don't know. I've only got a 2080. Like, okay, I know that's not a bad graphics card, but like, how is it handling this?
I mean, that's pretty decent. I think that's what I've got in mind.
I wish I had like... You know what? I've been sponsored by pretty much everything now. You know, like clothes, peripherals, VR headsets, lights, you name it. Never been sponsored by like an actual PC company.
PC specialist, come on.
Gaming chairs, about that. I know, it's the one thing I haven't had, and it's like the one thing I need. And I'm like sat here holding out like one day.
I'll tag him. We'll tag him in this. I'll send you all these clips after the episode for you to use wherever the fuck you want.
Okay.
But, yeah, we'll tag him directly and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like I felt really special though because I got sent a VR headset from HTC.
Really nice.
And that was cool because you know how expensive like the proper PC VR headsets are.
Oh,
so I felt kind of special on that one. That's probably the most expensive thing I've ever been gifted.
Okay.
I think they're worth like £700.
I'm gonna ask you a question now.
What?
Gonna ask you a question.
Okay. I'm ready.
Rank your VR headsets for me of the ones you've used.
Oh, see, this is really mean. This is going to be mean.
It is.
Because I got sent the HTC Vive Pro 2.
Okay. Is that the blue one?
Right?
Is that the blue
HTC Vive Pro 2.
The blue one?
No.
No.
Wait, I'm Googling this. I can't remember. It's upstairs. No. Well, it has got a bit of blue in it.
Sorry, your nose make me laugh.
No, it has got a bit of blue in it. It's like a darkish blue. Yeah. I got gifted the HTC Vive Pro 2, okay? And that was great. And I'm very, very, very appreciative. But...
Oh my god.
The Valve Index is better.
Oh, that is brutal.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just...
Sponsor
I
Valve
have to
Index.
Be honest with you. Like, I got gifted it as like a collaboration for a video. Like, I didn't have to say it was the best headset or anything. Like, I wasn't paid to do anything for them. It was just like a gifted kind of, you make a video sort of thing. And it's great. It's great to have as a backup headset. Like, it's always great to have a backup because
this is backup headset over here. I've fucking got one.
So I've got the Valve Index, the HTC Vive Pro. I've got obviously the Oculus Quest 2 because that has different games on it on the Oculus Store. And I still have my old HTC Vive as well, which was my first ever VR headset. Which, yeah.
Not mad
so
over
I've
here.
Got a few HTC ones.
No, I will be honest
I don't use that
though.
anymore.
A mate of mine, Jono, who actually is the old co-host of this podcast from like the first 10 episodes or whatever. I saw him the other day for the first time in a while, and he was like, "Oh, you can have my HTC Vive if you want. Not using it."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Sick." I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's just collecting dust." So I will have a headset soon. So maybe I'll challenge you on Beat Saber.
Okay.
You're a lot better than I am. I'll be absolutely
Good luck with that.
Yeah. How about, have you played Pistol Whip?
Good luck with that.
Have you played Pistol Whip?
Yeah.
I love Pistol Whip.
I can't play it too much because it's got locomotion.
It does.
So obviously I get motion sick really easily. I have motion sickness bands that I wear.
How does that?
If I ever play a game like that.
How does that happen?
It's like pressure points. It has like a... God. It has like a... Do I even have it? It has like a pressure point and it presses in here on your wrist and it basically suppresses like the feeling of being sick. It doesn't completely stop it, but it delays it.
It sounds like some voodoo bullshit to me.
No, I didn't trust it either at all. I was like, no, this isn't going to be a thing. I heard of it for the first time when somebody who I was traveling with was wearing motion sickness bands for like travel sickness.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, so they're a thing. And I tried them, and yeah, like it doesn't stop it, but I'd say it gives you like another half an hour, maybe an hour
before you throw up.
start feeling whoa.
Okay, right. Well, I'll get a pair.
Where are they?
I'll get a pair because my brother suffers from it, and I do if I'm not driving. If I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Oh dear. Sick everywhere.
They're around. Forever. I don't know where they are.
You got a new cat.
I don't organise. You what?
You got a new cat.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Tell me about your cat. Show me your cat.
Chip. Chippy. Where's Chip?
I can still hear you.
Have you seen him? Chippy Dips. All right, here you go.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's great. Oh, he's got such a nice little face. Oh, he's lovely.
And he purrs all the time. He probably won't in here because he's like, why is there so many lights?
It's so bright in here.
But, yeah.
Mother,
like,
help.
What is this bright light? Look at him.
He's like, oh my God. I'll get a nice big zoom on his face right there. Oh, he's so nice though. I like his little white moustache.
Got, like, green in his eyes in the middle, and it's really cute. And he's got little toe beans.
Little beans.
So the toe beans, little beans, and he lets you play with them.
He's just lying back like, yep.
He's got an obsession with laser pens. It's his favourite thing right now.
Very good.
Isn't
very
it?
good.
He loves laser
I
pens.
saw his little hoodie.
He knows the sound of the click of the laser pen, and he looks
really?
around like, where is it? Like, cats are wild.
Aliens.
Wild.
Cats are absolute aliens.
Wild. You know, someone took him back. Someone bought him and took him back.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe there's some.
But that's why we got him. We got him cheaper because obviously you normally buy them at I think like 3 months or something like that. Okay, you can go. Right, bye Chip. Run free. Get out of my room.
So you got a brand new second-hand cat.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they took him back.
He looks
I'm thinking it might be something to do with him being a psycho.
There's something that hasn't come out, some kind of secret, some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of demony secret.
He's already ripped our mosquito nets off the, like, it's not as hot now, so it doesn't matter so much, but like when it was warm the other week, like we always have the windows open and the mosquito nets on, so the cats don't just get out. Yeah, he just ripped the whole thing.
Just pulled them down. He was just like, no, mother, I must go.
I will be free. And Raph bought a new shaver, like, you know, electric shaver.
Yeah.
And we brought it home, and he bit the wire into about 50 pieces overnight. And we were like, well, let's return that and pretend it came that way.
Looks like a cat's been in my shaver set.
I don't know. It just came that way.
I did like his little hoodie. I saw his little hoodie on Twitter.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's
yeah,
great.
we've been putting him on a harness.
Oh,
we
have
look
you?
like crazy cat people. Yeah, like trying to like teach him to walk on the harness, and he seems fine with it. Our older cat is boring; he won't do anything like that, but he will.
Is he like that video? Was it an old Vine where someone puts a cat on a lead and it just lies down and they drag it over another cat?
Yeah, that's what they do. That's like their natural instinct. Like my older cat will do that; he'll just flop.
Just lie down.
Like. I keep forgetting that you can see me now.
I can see you now, yeah, these dance moves. And I was actually just thinking, how was your K-pop
I've been just trying
concert?
to leave you like little sneaky things here and there.
Really? Just like now and then, just like
but
throwing
now
out
I can't
dance?
do it because now you can see me.
Yeah. How was your K-pop concert down in Landan?
Weird.
Was it?
Really weird. Really weird. Like, I'm not going to say it wasn't good. It was interesting, to say the least. I mean, I listen to like heavy music. So I listen to like metal, like rock music. And that's the only concerts I've ever really been to because that's all I've ever been into.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. When they were performing, it was amazing. I was like, with like the singing, the dancing, like the, you know, the light shows, everything was amazing. And then they started talking, and then they kept talking, and then they talked about the same thing for over an hour, and just didn't perform. And it was really strange, and I was getting really, really bored. And obviously they don't speak English either, so like it takes a long time because they've got an interpreter.
Oh shit! Really? What?
Well, yeah, because they're Korean. Well. So like, and there's 12 members.
So they all have something to say.
And each of them would speak, and they'd all say the same thing. They would all repeat each other essentially, or they'd say something very, very similar to the previous person. And they'd go, and then obviously the interpreter, then the next one was speaking, then the interpreter was speaking, then the next one was speaking, then the interpreter. And it went on like that for about an hour, and I was like, I came to listen to music.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those like, I really loved some parts, and I really hated those parts. I was like, this is silly.
Yeah.
But you know,
and I feel like
I would be curious to go to a different one and see if it's just like a that band thing, that group thing, or whether they all do that.
I feel like they may all do that, as I've heard other gigs with bands like that doing the same thing. Maybe go to ones with less members.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they do it on purpose. Apparently they do it because, like, obviously the dances are very, like, intense, so they do it to catch the breath.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they're wasting the time. But yeah, there was 4 separate times where they stopped and just chatted. Like, not even chatted. I wouldn't mind if they were, like, saying something of substance, but they were just saying the same thing over again. They were like, "Hi, you guys are really important to us," and then the next person, they're like, "Hi, we love you guys. Thanks for coming to see us." It was just the same thing over and over again, you know? It was just like...
That's their moment of turning in the VR and facing the camera. That's what they're trying to do.
Literally.
Trying to connect with their audience.
I get it. They're trying to connect with the audience, but they weren't saying anything. Like,
right.
I don't know. I mean, it reminds me of, like, when I turn to the camera and I'm like, "Hi, guys. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitch, you can come over to this." And it reminds me of that. Like, you could tell even they didn't want to say it, but they felt like they had to. That's me. I'm like, this is cringy, but I need to say it.
Yeah, so, you know, you've got to get it out sometimes. You've got to get it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you do your intro. You're like, I just got to do it.
You just got to go for it.
You're like, did you just call my intro cringy?
Yes, you did, and I'm offended, if anything.
Why did you not pick up on that?
You even spoke over my fucking intro, so I had to do it again.
I didn't think I did. Was it the delay or something?
It must have been some kind of Discord issue.
And then you said it, and I was like, did I? I don't know. I talk a lot, so it could potentially have happened.
This is good though. For a first podcast guest, a first-time podcast guest, I guess.
Yeah.
You've done well, so don't worry. And I think it's obviously because you do streaming yourself. Like, some guests you get on and they're not very good at talking.
They don't know what to say.
Some gamers are very awkward. We get
that all the time in the studio. We get that all the time. Like, people who you'd think... Oh, I can't name names, actually.
No.
Well, whatever. People who you'd think who would be, like, really good at it, like, really good at speaking.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come in and they'll sit down and they'll be fine. And then soon as, like, we go 3, 2, 1, go live, they just freeze.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's a scary thing. I mean, if it's something you're not used to, it can be quite scary. I think when you're around it a lot, it becomes norm.
And like, my job is just to be behind the camera at the studio. You know, my whole creative thing with TikTok has nothing to do with my actual job there. So I'm meant to be behind the camera. You know, I'm running, because we have 2 different cameras. We switch between, like, a zoom in camera and a wide camera, and we just kind of make it a bit more, like, interactive and more fun to watch. And obviously we monitor the audio and things like that. So I'm supposed to be doing that, and then they, like, choke, and I'm like, shit. So then I'm, like, putting a microphone on, like, running over, sitting down. I'm like, "Hi, do you want some company?" And I'm like, we bind spacebar on the keyboard to switch cameras. So I'll just put it on, like, a default position, and I'll be sat there next to them, running the cameras and chatting with them as, like, a host on the live stream, like, doing it all.
Hey, well, I mean, that goes... I suppose that's where your skills of doing the content yourself, though, really leads into where you are good at your job.
I mean, it kind of blows my mind. Like, I go to the studio, and, like, obviously we it's a bit different at the studio, but... And it takes me a lot longer at home to do myself. I'm not saying what they do at the studio isn't good, because, like, what they do is great. But, like, I literally do all of their different jobs by myself at home, you know? So I run it all by myself. Whereas, like, it's much better at the studio because you're not doing a million different things. Everyone has their specific job, you know? Someone's prompting them and saying, like, "Oh, this is the bestseller, you know? Maybe go back to this. This is this price." You know, someone's prompting them. I don't have anything like that, you know? I just have to just, like, wing it. And then if there's a problem during the live stream, who fixes it?
Yeah, you've got to be able to
run off camera. I'm like, "1 second, guys." Like,
let me sort OBS.
Fixing it, restarting stuff, and run it back on the camera. You know, like, if anything like that happens at the studio, there's just someone behind the camera to fix it for you. It's great.
It is, and I think that's where, when you're like a multimedia creator, especially in like new age skills, like what a lot of people in streaming have at the moment, you become like a valued hire for a lot of companies. Like, that's why Social Trinity hired me, because I've done live streaming, I've done podcasting, I've done graphic video editing. I also know about crypto. So you get all these random skills where you don't think they're going to be applicable to one job. And then all of a sudden, someone's like, "Oh yeah, we'd like to hire you for something."
It can be really helpful. Like, even just like stuff for editing videos. Like, I'm a live stream, like, producer at work, but, like, obviously editing videos and making graphics and stuff for the live streams, just things like that, making GIFs for the live streams. It all comes in handy.
It does. Love a good GIF. Love a good GIF.
Like you said, I did a little shopping basket once in the corner.
Really? What, you were just like, yeah?
They just couldn't get... One of the people that we had, because when you look at yourself in our monitor, it's mirrored.
Yeah.
And the shopping cart is in the bottom left.
Okay.
And when you actually say, click on the shopping cart at the bottom left, you actually need to point to the right.
Oh, weird.
And then one of the creators that we had in was dyslexic. So they just, obviously, they really struggled with that. They just couldn't get their heads around it. So I just put a little shopping cart, like a little dancing shopping cart in the bottom corner. So then every time I cut to that camera, so every time she mentioned about the shopping cart, I'd pop it up in the corner so she knew which way to point. Yeah. It's like, it's here.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's an ingenuity. Yeah. That's being creative on the job, and that's fucking sick. I feel remiss in my gaming host duties to have never asked like what your favorite game is.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I have to say Beat Saber, don't I? Because that's the one I play the most. I mean, it is a very versatile game. Like, if you really like music, like, most people don't even tap into the potential of Beat Saber because a lot of people buy it and then they'll play the default songs, which I honestly would get bored of within like an hour. The default songs, no offense, Beat Saber, but they're pretty boring. And then you have the music packs, which are okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's some popular music in there. You know, they've got a Linkin Park music pack. You know,
my God.
Great. I know, it's cool. But you have to pay for them. Whereas you could literally just mod the game and get all of those for free and more, you know? Way more. So people don't really tap into the potential of that game. A lot of people, like, I get comments constantly, like, how the hell do you do this? And I keep thinking it's like a common thing now to mod it. It's like modding Minecraft. It's like so common, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't. They don't tap into the actual potential of the game. It's such a good game when you actually mod it properly. Have you seen me play Feet Saber?
No, and I feel like that might be banned on Twitch, right?
No, it's not weird. Let me get my tracker. Do I have it?
That.
Do I have it? Oh no, it's probably attached to some shoes somewhere. Look, I've just buggered off from your podcast.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm just sat here alone now.
Just pissed off.
Unless I'm looking at your cool toys.
Oh, they're attached to these shoes. Found them. Okay, I found one. So instead of having your usual controllers. Right. This is a strap attached to a tracker. So you strap it around your shoes like this.
Right.
And you drop the notes down to the bottom level and you kick the notes.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Instead of slicing them.
Do you use this as kind of like a workout thing? Is this like an extra?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good workout, Beat Saber.
It really is. I keep leaving you. This is what I do on my live stream. See, I shouldn't have got comfortable.
What a fucking guest. I'm just sat here alone.
There we go.
Sucks.
Yeah, I'm back. So also, you know who Darth Maul is, right?
No, I never heard of him.
Sure. So you could put two of these together.
Oh, that's cool.
They're camera things. But yeah, you put two of these together, and then you take. Give me a minute.
All right.
So you put two trackers on either end.
Oh my god.
And then you play it like this, like Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's sick. That's a very cool idea. Okay, Tix, you got me.
Right?
You got me interested.
Back on this strap.
I do want to get it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You can play Maul Saber's great because it's easier it's easier in some ways. You still have to remember which side of the
blade,
saber is which color.
Yeah.
But you set it so it's dot block, so you don't have to swipe them in a specific direction. So you can just fuck about. It's great.
Okay, cool. Well,
I'm swearing a lot. Am I allowed to swear?
No, I'm gonna have to bleep all of this. No, I'm joking. You can swear whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, I will be getting Beat Saber when I get this headset, so I will. Hopefully, you can show me some awesome.
You can play multiplayer on it, you know.
Sick, like online.
You know, multiplayer is a thing now. Yeah.
Oh my god. Can we play together?
Like, you load in and you can see the person like opposite you, and you kind of like play opposite each other.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Will you show me sometime? Can we play some? If I get it, can we play?
Yeah,
Sick.
I'm down.
Yes, nice. Okay.
It's so good.
So you said that's your favorite game. Where did your gaming journey start?
Oh my god.
What's the first memory of gaming?
The first console. I had a GameCube. We played like all the old school Mario games.
I'm gonna leave you now.
GameCube? What? What'd I do?
I mean, this bad boy. Still got mine. Still got Time Splitters 2 in there.
Oh, you got a GameCube? Okay.
Of course.
I can't remember it too well, but I remember the GameCube specifically just because of like the shape and the massive cartridges.
No, that was what?
That was what?
What?
The big cartridges.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The grey cartridges.
I literally just showed you a GameCube.
I can't see. Oh, I can't see you. Come back.
Oh my god.
Come back. Okay, I see you. Okay, hi.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Mini disc.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking of.
No.
Right, what's the thing with the grey cartridges?
That is Were they kind of square but had a notch missing in the top corner?
Yes, I think so.
That was the Nintendo Entertainment System. That was a good...
Okay, the NES. The NES then.
That was like 20 years before this.
Well, I'm old!
That was also my first console, so thank you.
Okay, well, we got there in the end. I really thought... it was my friend's, you see. And I would always go to his house to play it. So that's probably why I don't remember it as well, because it wasn't actually mine.
Yeah.
I can't remember which is the first console that I got. But yeah, his nan used to live 2 doors down, and I used to always go to his house to play. The NES, I've been telling people it was GameCube.
GameCube was like 2001.
This whole time. I've never questioned it though, because I was just a kid, so I never really questioned it.
Well, it's square, it's kind of cube-shaped.
It was a NES then.
It's Nintendo.
Yeah! I thought it's a cube shape. I thought it was like...
It's kind of cube-shaped.
It's kind of cubey. Alright,
okay.
Alright, I was young, okay. But yeah, the biggest memory I have though, like the proper one that I actually remember well, is when my granddad bought me a PlayStation 1. I think I was like 7.
Okay.
I think I was 7.
And are we talking the original PlayStation 1, or are we talking like the
PS1?
They made like a more rounded version, like a smaller one. Is it that one, or was it the big grey one?
Yeah, the big grey one.
Big grey one. Okay.
Big old one.
The original.
I remember he got me that, and they made like a joke of it because I was like so into like games and stuff, and games just like wasn't really a normal thing, especially not for a little girl back then. How judged I got for playing games back then.
Yeah.
I wish I grew up this day and age. Like it's totally normal now.
Yeah, it is.
I was the weirdo in school who spent my time in the computer room with the boys.
Yeah.
Like now it's fine. Now it's fine. Well, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like still get harassed for playing games, but like it's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember getting the PS1, and it had Hercules, the game. I don't know why I remember that so well.
No, right, was it the full game or was it the demo?
No, I think it was the full game.
You had the full game?
A lot of games I had were demos, though.
You are the only person that I have come across in all my years of podcasting, and all of my friends who actually had the game. Even I had played the demo, and I never even had a PlayStation. Everyone had played the demo, and we were all like, did this game ever come out? We all just know this first level.
No, I swear I had the actual... Unless it was a really long demo. No, I definitely had the game. It was really long.
Okay.
It was so good. Why did I love that game? You never hear anybody talk about that.
No.
I've never heard anyone talk about that.
You don't? It was a very good game.
It's very, very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I used to wait for him to go idle because he just used to do weird stuff and he started throwing fish around and stuff.
That's right. He did. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell, he did. Holy shit.
Memories.
So is Hercules, or Honey, I Think You Mean Huncules, is it one of your top tier Disney films, are we talking? Or like, where does Disney film lie?
Oh, God. I mean, it's a good film.
Great
Don't
movie.
Get me wrong.
Music is...
I think my favorite Disney film might be Mulan. I love Mulan.
Mulan is a great one.
So good. I love the dragon. He's hilarious.
Yeah, Mushu. Yeah, I think Mulan, Aladdin, and Hercules are my trifecta.
Hercules is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really thought of my top 3. It's just I've been asked before, like, what's my favorite, and I've always said Mulan because Mulan's such a good one.
It really is.
When I was very little, I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid. I mean, I feel like you can probably...
Yeah, it comes across.
Little Mermaid vibes. Yeah, when I was a kid. I wouldn't say that's like one of my favourites though. Like watching it back now, it's like... But I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Ariel and the Jungle Book when I was like very little.
Yeah, Jungle Book was a big one for me. I never actually watched The Little Mermaid fully. Believe it or not, it was one that's just completely missed me. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it was
good
just a bit before. Yeah,
maybe it's just because it's more of like a little girl's thing.
It might have been. Yeah, maybe it was that. Do you have a favorite gaming controller? This is a point of like tension across everything. Overall, or is there one that you
now? I would use a PS4 controller or a PS5 controller.
Okay.
I don't like Xbox controllers.
Really? How come?
If that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested to know what everyone's favorite controllers are. So.
Where's my controller? It's in the bloody living room.
Is it? Don't worry, you don't have to get it.
I have a custom controller, but it is shaped like a PlayStation 5 controller.
Okay.
The PS4 controllers are a bit smaller, so I prefer them because my hands are tiny.
Okay.
So that I feel like you're gonna are you disagreeing with me? I don't like the Xbox controllers. What's that whole thing with the what?
The what?
The left analog stick. What? Where's the left analog stick going? What's it doing?
You mean the analog stick in the correct place?
Yeah, no, I hate that. It's so far for me to reach. My thumb doesn't reach that far. It's weird.
Is it?
It's like maybe it's like an OCD thing. Like I like how like on the PlayStation they're even. Like I don't like what's this about?
I'm holding it in my hand now, like doing like to feel the motion.
Feels wrong.
Of it.
I feel like I'm like whereas PlayStation I'm like this.
So you've got the 2D the two analog sticks here on the PlayStation. I know, just started doing this. I feel like when you press up on a left one there, I feel like you're actually pressing it diagonally. Whereas here, when you press up, it's more vertical. I feel like my alignment's better with that.
I don't know, like I guess I think it literally just depends on what, like whether you went like the PlayStation route or the Xbox route as like a teenager.
I think it does. Yeah.
As whatever age you were.
Yeah.
But yeah, as like I feel like you're just gonna prefer whichever one you went with, but I mostly prefer the PlayStation one because it's a bit smaller. The Xbox one can be a bit
they're chunky, and to be honest, I think that's why I like it, because I've got giant monster hands. So
yeah, that's there you go. Maybe it's not a preference thing. It's just it just fits better. But we can end the debate. We can end the debate anyway because mouse and keyboard trumps like beats all. So
I mean, I still use controller even on PC.
I hate you.
I know. A lot of people do. A lot of my mates give me shit.
That's so offensive.
Yeah.
It depends on the game.
Yes, it does depend on the game.
But I feel like with 90% of games, again, it depends on the game. If it's like a fighter or something, then sure, play your controller. But if it's like a shooter, for example, like I feel like anyone who gives mouse and keyboard enough of a chance. I don't mean plays it for a bit, decides, oh, this is weird, and goes back to controller.
Like I did.
If you give mouse and keyboard enough of a chance, like do it for a few months, really give it a good chance, you will prefer mouse and keyboard. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's so much better. You can turn so much easier, you can aim so much easier. And this is coming from somebody who was originally console. I did it. If I did it, anyone can.
Okay, there you go. That's a quote for the episode. That's going out there.
Okay. Because I hate change. Like a patch will come out in a game and everything will change and I'm like, no, I knew exactly how much damage it did. I knew exactly the recoil, and they'll change something and then I'll have like a mental breakdown about it because I'm like, I knew how this worked. I hate change. And I managed to switch over. I managed to switch over to mouse and keyboard, so like if the sensitivity of my mouse, like say the game gets like reset or whatever, the sensitivity of my mouse changes in the game, and again I'm like, oh my god,
like, no.
I'm never going to be able to shoot ever again. I can't remember what I had it on. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? I can't tell. It's just I just know it's wrong.
My career's over, just like flipping your desk over.
Literally. Table flip. It's just small things. Like I'm very much a creature of habit with stuff like that. You change my sensitivity, you ruin my day.
That's dedication to gaming though. That's good. I have some questions for you from the community as well, in regards to gaming stuff, so that's a nice little segue onto there. Do you think a VR party would make a good stag do?
Oh, this is a good one. Because I have actually been to a wedding in VR chat.
Whoa, okay.
So I've been to a wedding, one of my friends' wedding. They're from America. I don't know where in America. And they literally had their whole wedding in VR chat.
That's so insane.
One of their friends who he does graphics and stuff. He literally designed the whole world. So like there was a buffet and everything. There was all the chairs set out. There was a waterfall in the background. Like there was a little reception area, and then afterwards, you went through this little portal. And then it took you to like this nightclub place where there was a big screen and you could like request what songs you wanted playing and what videos you wanted playing. It was all like, it was so cool.
That sounds sick. That sounds really, really cool.
And we had to all sit down during the wedding, just like all sit down and behave ourselves. Because you can do like emotes and stuff. Like, so we all had to sit down and just like be quiet and behave ourselves for like half an hour. Like, well, yeah, it was kind of cringy because when they kissed, they bumped headsets.
Oh, really?
But like, I mean, if you can do a wedding, I mean, you could definitely have parties for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, VR chat essentially is that. Like, there's a lot of like bars and stuff. There's actually like a pretty big drinking scene, believe it or not, in VR chat. Like, you'll just go on VR chat on like a Saturday night, and you'll go to one of the bars, and you'll just drink in VR, and there's pool tables, there's TVs. Wow, there's darts.
That's very cool.
Everything.
No, I like that. I was worried about the influx of alcohol and like motion sickness. I did wonder about.
Yeah,
Also,
I
if
mean,
you're not
as long
moving
as you're not playing a
around-
game like, you know, like as long as you're not playing a game where you're like running, like if you're just in a bar, like and just moving a little bit, you should. I get very travel sick, like so I'm pretty bad with motion sickness as well. I always say this to people, like I'm really bad with travel sickness. So if a game's gonna make you motion sick, I would know.
Yeah.
And yeah, as long as you're just sitting around like doing little things, like you're fine. It's when if you're playing a shooter. Oh my god, I played like a copycat of PUBG.
All right.
I can't remember what it was called. But it was literally PUBG in VR. It was a copycat of that. I didn't even make it out the freaking plane.
Really?
I didn't even make it out the plane. And the funny thing is, I won my first game.
Really?
And
Could you say
I won
the
my
plane?
first game. It was honestly, you're probably not even going to believe me if I tell you. But yeah, I won. I fell out the plane. I had to close my eyes. Don't know where I landed. I landed in a pond. I was at the bottom of the pond for a solid like 15 minutes. My friends, I could hear them shooting, dying. They were telling me what it was like. They were like, oh, I've got a gun, I've got this. I was like, I'm just going to stay here for a minute. I'll join you guys in a minute. I'll just be I'm in a pond. And then it obviously the fog started moving in. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to move. I went and grabbed a gun, grabbed a grenade, blew me and the enemy up by accident.
Oh, really?
And somehow it came up that I was victory.
Nice. I mean, take it as a win.
I was holding the grenade and somehow he died first. He must have been lower health or something because he actually played the game and I didn't. What was it called? It was called like fall something. Oh, I can't remember.
If you find it, let me know.
Yeah,
send it over if you find it and I'll stick it on screen for people.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just Google like fall something. PUBG VR. Standout VR. It's probably better now. It was when it very first came out. It might not even have been. It might have been alpha maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just chilling. Apparently drowning's not a thing because I was just chilling under a pond. I remember specifically there was butterflies flying past me and I was like,
in the water.
They're not meant to be under here.
No.
Yeah, it was a new game. I feel like I'm trashing it. It's probably better than that now.
But
it makes you very motion sick. Like I say, I jumped out of the plane. I was done. I was like, no, I'm gonna stay here for a bit, guys. I was literally keeled over on the floor in my living room. Like
really?
I'll be here for a while.
To be fair,
I get very motion sick.
I played Boneworks for maybe 10 minutes, and I had to lie down for like 40 minutes afterwards.
It really messes
awful.
with you. One time I was scared I was never going to be able to play a locomotion game again. I don't know what happened to me, but I just had like it was like a bad trip, dude.
Really?
I had this thing where even when I took my headset off, my head was spinning.
Oh, wow. That's
and
gross.
I had it for like a week afterwards, and I was like, mate,
that's like vertigo.
I was like, I'm never going in VR again. Like, I've done something. Like, I'm just gonna stick with Beat Saber or just standing games.
Yeah.
I was like, I've done something. I've
done something serious,
guys. It doesn't do it anymore. I was like, am I gonna have to go to the doctor and tell them that I played too much VR and now everything's spinning? It was weird, but I got over it and it doesn't do it anymore. So maybe it was just one of them like getting used to it type things, but it wasn't fun.
Well, I'm glad you got over it. I mean, I am. Like, you get back into like the content stuff. The next question kind of ties in with that. So Lee, you got your answer for your stag do one there.
Do it.
The question is, which VR headset do you recommend? And I know obviously you recommended one earlier.
Okay.
Of the ones,
but I didn't really give reasons.
No, you didn't. I am going to ask though, going off the last question, did you find particular headsets made you less motion sick than others?
I've mostly tested out the Valve Index, but no, I don't think so. It's mostly game based. So some games have this setting. It's called Vignette.
Okay.
You know, and it when you move fast, the faster you move, the more it blurs. So like this part of the screen here, like in an oval, will blur the outside. So that's where you get most of your motion sickness from, is from your peripheral view.
Yeah.
Of the world moving by you in your peripheral view. That's supposedly where like the main motion sickness comes from. So as soon as you start running, it just brings this dark vignette just around the outskirts of your eyes, and you don't really notice it that much at all.
Okay.
At first I was like, what the hell is this? And my friend was like, oh, that's to counteract motion sickness, and a lot of games have it. So I think it's more of a game to game thing, and I guess it potentially could be affected by the field of view in the headset as well.
Yeah.
But, that vignette set, more games need to add that because it helps me a lot. I remember I was playing, I think it was the Forest VR, or it was a very similar game to that, and I was running, and like my friends are there all building this giant flaming fortress, and I can't even get to the fortress because I'm like, so yeah, it was like enable that setting. And I was like, oh my god, that makes it so much better because you can't see like all of the trees flying past you when you're running. it weirdly makes a difference.
Okay. Right.
So
okay.
it's
well,
more of a
game
to game thing than headset thing. But yeah, I think field of view on the headset might affect a little bit. But yeah, back to like the best VR headset thing. The Valve Index, I think it's the best because of the field of view. The field of view is like massive. Whereas like when I put the Vive Pro 2 on after using the Valve Index, you feel like you're looking through like milk bottles.
Oh really? Okay.
You know, like so like obviously your field of view only goes so far. Yeah. Whereas like I don't know what I'm doing.
Sorry, I'm liking this with the clip later on.
And then you put the Valve Index on, it's like
yeah. Whoa. Oh my god.
I like. You don't realize, like with the older headsets, like my first headset, the HTC Vive, you often hurt your neck because you have to really move to look at things. You have to really move. Whereas like now, I can just move my eyes and I can see them because my field of view goes that far.
Right. Okay.
You know, so that's why I like the Valve Index the best. That's the main reason. The second main reason is also the audio is insane. Like
really?
I don't genuinely know how they got it so good. They have these like off the ear headphones.
Yeah, I saw on the image.
The VR headset. So much better. Really weird. Like you don't realize how sweaty like you can get in VR, and you know even your ears just wearing an on-ear headset can get a bit stuffy. Like they don't sit on your ears. Can you even see that?
Yeah, I can see them. Yeah.
They sit off your ears, so your ears are like here. They don't actually touch your ears, and you really feel like you're in the world rather than you've like got headphones on, and the sounds coming from the headphones. Like I don't know how the hell they did it, but it feels like the sounds are really coming from around you, like in the room. It's
I wonder
really
if they've
creepy.
got speakers that face like a little more out. Like the headphones I'm using at the moment, these are in-ear Sennheisers, and these have got like a speaker in the bit that goes in your ear, and then a little bit of a speaker in the bit outside your ear.
Yeah.
So you get like a sense of 3D even though you're using in-ear ones.
It's like more, around.
Yeah.
It's madness. But that too, but also the microphone that's built in. Don't want to be mean to HTC, but I have to use, it's called Mod Mic, and I stick it to the side of my HTC headset because you cannot use the microphone in this thing. They literally have placed it directly under your damn nose.
I was gonna say.
So if you try, you sound like you're going through a wind tunnel. Like one time I remember playing Phasmophobia with like 4-player co-op with my friends. We all had the HTC Vive. It just sounded like
really. Oh god.
Sorry.
It's okay. It sounded great.
Literally,
in my
all four of us were just like, feeding back over each other. It was horrible. It sounded like a wind tunnel. But yeah, these have actually placed it perfectly, and it sounds good. I use this. People always say to me, "How do I get my microphone to sound so good?" Like they think that I use an external microphone when I'm on Beat Saber, but it's literally just this, and it's so good.
Amazing.
Literally, if you're gonna spend money, like if you know you're gonna love VR and you're gonna spend the money on actually getting a VR headset, Valve Index, but also the Valve Index 2 has been announced, so maybe.
Yeah, there's a few other new ones that I've noticed that have been
you want
announced.
it.
Yeah, there's a lot of standalone ones that I've seen.
Yes, I know
called?
my friend has the Pimax.
Is that that might?
And that's got like mental like field of view on it.
It's got pancake lenses, doesn't
mental
it?
resolution.
It's a different kind of lens in it.
Yeah, it's very. But there's downsides with it too. Like the head strap on it isn't very good. Like even he couldn't get it small enough to fit him, and his head was way bigger than mine.
Right. Okay.
He had to like adjust it, like add things to it.
Is it the 4 that's coming out? Is it the Pimax 4?
I'm not sure.
The new one's got a different strap.
I've never delved into Pimax. I don't like. There's so many compatibility issues with all of the stuff that I use, and Pimax is more of a lesser known headset, so I haven't dabbled with that, just because I don't want to cause any more issues than I already have.
Yeah, no, I get you. I don't get
you know.
Yeah.
And apparently they're not great at like responding to issues as well. So I was like, no.
Yeah, customer support is kind of important when you're dealing with a load of tech shit, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I think this is coming to the end of our episode, because we've been going for like an hour and a half already.
That was quick. How long do you normally do it for?
Usually around an hour I try to aim for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've just waffled, basically.
I've loved it.
I'm good at that.
No, I've enjoyed it, don't worry. I haven't recorded a podcast in a few weeks, so it's nice to get like a good long one.
Yeah.
You tend to fall into a hole when you're podcasting. You don't realise how long a conversation can go for. Like we've done a 4-hour one and had to split it into 2 hours.
Who have a lot in common.
Exactly. Yeah. We can talk about tech and games and VR all fucking day. Is there anything you want to like shout out any places that people can find you that you want to let them know, anything like that? Obviously, I'll put tags and all stuff.
I'm just TigressX on everything. Like, pretty much everything. TikTok is my main platform, but I prefer if you watch on Twitch because it's much easier for me to read the chat.
Oh my God, she said that and she works for TikTok? Oh my God.
Well, technically, I'm only like an independent contractor with them. I'm not permanently
employed
with them.
Okay.
So
All right.
there's
Loopholes.
that.
TigressX, the fan of the loopholes. Queen of the loopholes.
Mate, I'm terrible. I'm literally on TikTok and I like, you're not supposed to obviously funnel your audience anywhere else. I'm just like, guys, come watch me on Twitch. It's better. Like, openly I get flagged sometimes.
Really?
But sometimes you get away with it. I mean,
you gotta have a laugh.
You're gonna make more money on Twitch, so you want to get them across
exactly.
Twitch.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, ads alone, even if they don't subscribe to you or they don't give you anything, they watch an ad, you've gained money off them.
Cha-ching.
That's the end goal, isn't it? Is to try and make it monetizable.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can
obviously
make
have fun while you're doing it. I'm not saying that's your only goal. Like that was never my goal originally. But nowadays, with the cost of everything going up, it's definitely a goal. You'd be lying if you said it wasn't. You know.
The rate she spills beans on her keyboards, listeners. I mean, she needs.
That was a long time ago.
Was it? I highly doubt that. It was like.
My friends don't let me live it down. They
really?
call me the crusty bean keyboard.
The bean queen.
Like yeah, like my old friends from like school.
Really?
They're like, yeah, remember that time when you spilled beans on your keyboard in the middle of a CS:GO match? It's like, yes, I do. Don't remember me.
Unfortunately, yes.
And it stayed there for a long time.
Really? You just keep like picking beans out. Oh, God, this is gross.
Little crusty bits of bean juice.
We're ending there, Tigress. Thank you so much.
And also, wait, one more thing, because I know I talked about the expensive headsets.
One more thing.
One more thing. If you're just getting into VR though, don't buy the Valve Index because you don't know if you're gonna like it. If you're just getting into it and if you don't have a PC, Oculus Quest 2.
Okay, there you go.
For newer users.
Top tips. Thank you very much. Right, I'll probably see you at work tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I am always in the basement, so people don't see. Have you seen all the crap going on at work at the moment, actually? Have you seen all they're recording some kind of... They won't tell us what it is. There's like a whole
gaming
movie
YouTube
crew
thing.
Outside or something.
Yeah, there was...
Really?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
They had an ambulance and everything. I think they were doing stunts.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't see that.
They won't tell us what it is. No. It had a gigantic light. Biggest light I've ever seen in my life.
Right. No, I work from home today. I work from home.
Oh, you missed out? Well, they might be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was chaos. You couldn't get in the building.
Right. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing that. I'll probably know. I used to work in TV and film, so I'll probably see the security there.
I mean, pretty much everyone I work with did. I mean, I've always been live stream, but pretty much everyone I work with has been like a producer of some kind before.
Oh, cool. Right.
So they're like really into it. They're like, what cameras are they using? What lights
trying to
are
check
those?
out what it is.
Like analyzing everything. I'm like, yeah.
Looks cool.
Logitech webcam.
Hey, it works. It works. So yes.
It's good webcam.
Thank you very much for coming on.
I will leave, I swear.
Please leave. Let me go to bed.
Just get out. It's 9 o'clock.
I know.
You're not going to bed.
I'm an old man. I'm 31 now.
I'm going to go watch the new episode of House of the Dragon.
Oh, maybe I'll do that. I might do that.
It came out yesterday.
I think I have to watch that.
It came out yesterday.
I've also, on the recommendation of Mr. Penfold, I've got to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Apparently it's very good.
There's a show?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
There's a Cyberpunk show?
There is, on Netflix. Apparently it's good.
I will watch that next.
Even Hideo Kojima tweeted about it today.
I'm currently watching the new season of Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Oh, I fell off. I fell off that.
It's a bit cheesy, isn't it? I am struggling with it, I'm not going to lie.
I like the cheese, though. The cheese was good.
Oh, I don't know. I struggle with cheese for some reason. If it's too Americanized, I struggle sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, how did you say that with a straight face?
Yeah. You do wonder sometimes, don't you? Like, they're definitely hamming it up.
Literally.
Cheese and ham. Yeah. Right. Thank you so much for coming on. For the
You're
fifth
not
time.
Get rid of me. Got my mouse.
Oh my God. I can see your mouse moving around.
Yeah. Can you? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can see it on the screen. When you did it before, I was watching it like, whoa, what's that good?
Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't not mess with things that's in front of me. It's a problem.
So thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, wherever the fuck you're watching, leave us a review on iTunes and all that bullshit. Thank you so much for joining me, Tigress, and I'll see you tomorrow at work.
No probs. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye. Bye. See you. Bye-bye.